Political party leaders fanned out across the country for the first day of the campaign proper, offering voters everything from $18 GP visits for more people to free public transport for everyone under 19. While National was focused on healthcare and the Greens on buses and ferries, the Labour Party was talking up its commitment to commuter rail in the Golden Triangle. That's Auckland, Hamilton and then across to Tauranga. Here's our political reporter, Demelza Leslie.
Health was on the agenda for the National Party in Wellington today. The leader, Bill English, promised cheaper doctor visits alongside his deputy, Paula Bennett, and health spokesperson, Jonathan Coleman. The policy would allow an extra 600,000 low-income people access to $18 GP visits and would cost $380 million over 4 years. Dr Coleman says it would save lives because often people put off going to their local GP because of the cost.
It will definitely save lives, there's no question about that. It will save lives. People will be well up because they will not be taking cost into consideration to anywhere near the same extent as they would have previously. So I think you'll find 600,000 people greatly encouraged by this announcement today.
Labour kicked off the day with its election promise, a commitment of $20 million to build a rapid rail network in the so-called Golden Triangle. There'd be a daily 3.5-hour trip between Tauranga to Auckland and 4 trips of just over 2 hours between Hamilton and Auckland. Labour's leader Jacinda Ardern says half of the country's population lives in the region and that's expected to grow by a further 800,000 people in the next 25 years.
We'll be looking for about 350,000 trips per year in order to make sure that we can justify expanding the service. But as we say, we're investing in phase 1 and then checking that it's providing a useful transport option before we roll out phase 2 and phase 3.
Phase 2 and 3 involves a rapid rail passenger and freight service throughout the 3 regions and further south to Rotorua. The National Party's transport spokesperson, Simon Bridges, says the investment would be a waste of money.
Not just a waste of public money, it doesn't work at any level. Effectively, this is a line, in fact, all of the lines they're talking about are lines that are the busiest in New Zealand for freight. They're at or very near to being at capacity in terms of freight.
But the Green Party says commuter rail is the way to go, and today it announced it would make it free for everyone under the age of 19 to travel on public transport. It would create a green card, which would also provide free travel for all people with a disability on a supported living benefit and off-peak travel for tertiary students and those doing apprenticeships. The Greens transport spokesperson, Julianne Genter, says the policy would cost up to $80 million a year.
That would buy about 1 kilometre of the Puhoi to Warkworth motorway. If we look at the announcement made by the national government for $10.5 billion on a few highways, that's 100 years of free public transport.
Today's announcements could be the first of many big spending promises. The Treasury is opening the government books on Wednesday, which is expected to show bigger surpluses, meaning that there will be more money for politicians to potentially spend on election sweeteners. For Checkpoint, Demelza Leslie.